We already know that small businesses are taking a huge hit so far, and that includes the businesses of a woman you're just about to meet. Her name is Carla Briones. Some pictures, there's Carla in action. She is a multiple small business owner. She has a franchise of a Freshie. She has 2 retail operations as well in the Ottawa area. Affected by business, but turning a tough time into a real community outreach. It's just such a fantastic story. We wanted to bring it to you this morning. So Carla is with me from Ottawa today. Thank you for being our guest, Carla.
Thank you, Heather. Good morning.
Nice to see you. And as I said, your story mirrors so many aspects of the coronavirus impact that we wanted to have you tell it. As I said, a Freshie franchise and 2 retail operations. How have your businesses been affected, and how have your decisions about your staff as a result of coronavirus?
Well, they all got affected overnight, literally, particularly the restaurant one. I had to lay off pretty much everybody in my workforce with the exception of one person. My general manager, and my sales have dipped ridiculously. So as you can imagine, it's a stressful time.
I'm sure it is. Tell me how tough it was to tell people they were going to be laid off.
Oh man, it was really tough because a lot of my workforce are actually international students as well. So and as you know, international students are in that gray area right now where they actually really needed the job right now because as not being Canadian citizens, they fall in this crack.
Gaps,
so.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was really tough. There were a lot of tears, and there were a lot of really difficult moments, unfortunately.
I'm sorry to go through that, or that you've had to go through that. Will any of the government programs, the government help that's been offered so far, help you?
Myself, yeah. Actually, I just got a call at 6:30 in the morning, even earlier than you guys, but from a fellow restaurant owner who said that all of the programs for the $40,000 loan is actually up and live right now. So I was quickly filling that out. So that will definitely help me. The BDC one, as a small business owner, once you start looking into the 5.5 interest rate, particularly if you're already leveraged, is probably not a good idea.
What about the wage subsidy and maybe being able to hire back somebody? That will too?
So it's really interesting because yes, it would help me in theory, but there is so much paranoia out there that is contagious as well. So my general manager, unfortunately, she's very protective of her environment right now that she's working in, she's actually afraid of even myself going behind the line to help her out. So it's a very sticky situation where if we bring somebody new, we don't know where they've been, and who they've, been in touch with and so on and so forth. So right now, our priority number one is safety. Also trying to get them employed, but there's a fine balance right now of keeping the one man standing safe.
So many considerations, Carla, to think about. We've been hearing from the Federation for Independent Business in the country, putting forward some pretty tough projections for the number of Canadian small businesses that will not survive this. Maybe a third, maybe more. What about your future, and what will determine which way it goes?
Well, that's such a tough question because if I were if I were to stay with what I have right now, my runway is about 5 to 6 weeks max. So in 5 to 6 weeks max, if nothing changes, I'm gonna unfortunately have to make some really tough decisions, and it's terrible, a terrible situation to be in, but. I think I've come to the realization that there's only so much I can do. Yes. But it definitely is a tough pill to swallow.
And yet, even as you deal with that uncertainty, questions about your future and obviously your finances, you've turned into this force for good. We're going to put some of those pictures up. Tell me about how you're helping your community there.
Yeah, I figure that I'm not going down without a fight. And if I'm going down, at least I'm gonna make a difference, or the last days of my business are gonna be to make a difference in the community. So yeah, we're actually helping feed the frontline workers, hospital workers, in 4 local hospitals, and it's really awesome because they're exhausted. Actually, my brother is one of them, and yeah, and I'm hearing it firsthand from him what is like, and how afraid they are, and how exhausted they are, and how morale can take a dip sometimes, and how they don't eat. I don't know how they do it. So yeah, so I decided to rally the community who kept asking me, Carla, how can we help? How can we help? I didn't have an answer for them because I was in the middle of survival mode. But then one day, a friend of mine actually gave me $500 to donate. He's like, take these $500 and feed whoever you need things to be fed. And one thing led to another, put 1 and 2 together. He's like, okay, so I can do this. I mean, if people are asking me to help, this is a way that I can give them an outlet to actually help out. We help feed the frontline workers. And I mean, and if I'm honest, we help feed my family too. Because again, our sales dipped to 80. At the beginning, it was 90% sales dip. So we were having $200 days, which in the restaurant industry, in an affluent neighborhood, that won't cover much. So it was sort of a way to create a triple win for everybody.
You get a little bit of boost in business. People at the hospital get some help. We saw a picture of your brother in his full PPE there, receiving as well. And then, of course, this must be just there he is there as we look at that. This must be a bit of a balm. I don't know if I can put it that way, but you're going through so much. But as you said, knowing that you're contributing now so much, what does that mean to you?
It means everything, right? Because, again, if my business goes down, I can at least sleep at night knowing that it did something good in its last days. Knowing that we were at least a little glimmer of hope in this chaotic time, and bringing smiles to overworked frontline workers, and bringing a way for the community that is stuck at home, for a way for them to actually help out as well, and feel that that they are contributing as well, because it can be so frustrating sitting at home and not knowing what to do, not even being able to get out. So at least this is a way, to contribute, and what best way than to feed the bellies of those that are working the most right now.
Well, you said hope, and we try in our program to bring hope through some very tart times. So you've helped us do that this morning with your story, and we wish you the very best, both today and in these weeks that are going to be so critical for your future. All the best, Carla. Thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you very much.